What's going on, everyone? CNN, they just admitted that Joe Biden is probably losing the 2024 elections. Yeah, and Joe Biden is not happy about it. Now, guys, this is CNN. This is a this is a mostly left-leaning news outlet admitting that Joe Biden is likely losing the 2024 presidential elections against former President Donald Trump. Now, do you have any idea why this might be happening? Now, of course, I'm going to share this with you guys. You guys are going to hear exactly how Joe Biden responds during this live interview on CNN about Donald Trump. But it's just kind of crazy what the lengths that this Biden administration is going through to try to force Donald Trump into a loss, throwing all of these fake trials at Donald Trump, leveraging all sorts of folks: DA Alvin Bragg, Letitia James, Fannie Willis, Jack Smith, all these jokers, all these angry, super left leaning, corrupt judges after Donald Trump, all to try and make Joe Biden win this election, even though he's been destroying the economy since he got into office. I mean, it's just crazy. And then you had Donald Trump's son come on not too long ago. Donald Trump's son, Barron, actually came to his father's defense because Joe Biden had the nerve to say that inflation was like 9% when he came into office, which his son called him out for just boldly lying to the American people and lying on his dad, Donald Trump. Barron Trump was not happy about it. And so it's crazy. I mean, this Melania Trump had to be very proud of her son, Barron, because Barron Trump is the youngest son. So Melania Trump had to be very, very proud of her son for being able to step up to support his dad, because of course his dad's got a gag order on him thanks to one of the Judge Juan Merchan out of Manhattan, New York, for that hush money trial. So the fact that Barron was able to step up, and it looks like Barron has quite a bit of an interest in American politics. So it looks like Donald Trump may actually have a successor in the wing. So I don't know. What do you guys think about Barron Trump running for president sometime in the future? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that be crazy? You got Donald Trump running again for the presidential elections for the second time, actually for the third time. And if he wins this thing, can you imagine if his son ended up being president in the future? Wow, wouldn't that be a story? Would that be a pretty serious legacy? But anyway, if you guys haven't already, please do your boy a favor, hit the like button for the video. I really appreciate you guys. It only takes a second, but when you guys hit the like button, it lets YouTube know that this video should be pushed out to more people, because we got to get the truth out. And Joe Biden, I think he accidentally admitted the truth here in this live interview. But let me know if what he says is pretty stupid to you, because he's saying some wild stuff, and it's like, what, dude? What planet are you on? What planet are you on here? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I got a lot of you guys in the live coming in. What's going on, Sherry Miller? Betty Johnson says Joe Biden has always done. Keenan Ripon, what's going on? Keenan Ripon says this might just happen. Okay. Booger T8 says I'll vote for the kid. How many of you guys, and can you imagine how proud of a mom Melania Trump would be if her son actually became president of the United States? Let me ask you guys before I share this video with you guys. How many of you guys would be open to possibly voting for Donald Trump's son in the future? Just drop me a quick comment down below if you guys would be open to voting for Donald Trump's son. Just type in, I don't know, Barron Trump or Trump's son, or just type in something in the comments, just so that folks can look back in the comments and see how most people felt about that possibility. What's going on, Catalia? I see you in the comments. Gary Moore, thank you so much, my man, for the $2 super chat this morning. Oh, man, thank you so much for the support. God bless you, man. So we get this. So this is CNN, probably one of the most left-leaning news outlets available, wow, a lot of you guys would. A lot of you guys would vote for Barron Trump. Um, Probably one of the most left-leaning news outlets, and even they are questioning the possibility of Joe Biden getting reelected come November this year. They're questioning it. They don't think it's likely to happen. And this is because their polls are showing. Now, keep in mind, most of the polls that they're going to be running, they're left leaning viewers watching it, and even they are showing in their own polls that Donald Trump is just hammering away at the president, and especially as most of his policies, most of Joe Biden's policies have only led to frustrated and disappointed Americans. Joe Biden is consistently pissing Americans off and falling up and down the stairs and sucking on ice cream cones. Like this is the legacy that you're leaving. Like a lot of folks are embarrassed to have Joe Biden lead America. It's like, yo, is America falling apart like Joe Biden's body? Like it's really a disgrace to America, and the amount of mistakes that he's made over the years. A lot of people aren't happy with how he's handling Israel, Hamas, Gaza, funding of the continuation of whether he's going to continue funding Israel or not with weapons. And so a lot of people are just not happy with how Joe Biden is handling things, and it's coming out, and you can only hide the truth for so long. Back in late 2021, analysts said that the president needed to focus on just three things. If Joe Biden could just focus on three things, he would probably get another term, right? But what did Joe Biden do? First of all, what are those three things? The three things that he was supposed to focus on was number one, rent, number two, gas, and number three, groceries. Now, let me ask you guys, are you happy with the price of your groceries when you go to Walmart and Kroger and whatnot? Are you happy with the gas prices right now? And lastly, are you happy with your rent prices? And even if you don't rent, like, are you happy with the fact that your mortgages keep going up? Even if you have a fixed rate mortgage, property taxes keep going higher and higher and higher. It's ridiculous. I read somewhere that some folks are getting hit with 600% increases in their property taxes. So even if you rent, or even if you own your own home, you got a mortgage on it, your mortgage is going higher. And if you rent, your rent is probably going higher. So a lot of these things we can thank Joe Biden for. So 3 years later, and it's all over. All of these things are now more expensive than ever. I don't think is any. Let me know in the comments, guys. Is your gas more expensive now under Biden? How about your rent? How about your grocery expenses? Are any of those things cheaper under Joe Biden today? Because I don't see any of those things cheaper. Everything that we pay for in our house is more expensive today. And just like I said, it's showing in the polls as more Americans are fed up with just how tough it is to keep up with the cost of living. And, when asked about the situation that we're all in, well, he didn't receive that question very well. Joe Biden didn't like that. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure what his advisors are telling him about the cost of goods nowadays, but somebody's lying here, okay? Somebody is lying, because look at the expression on Joe Biden's face when he's told of the cold, hard facts, especially the mention of Americans trusting Donald Trump more than Biden.
So when you talk about the economy, of course, it is by far the most important issue for voters. It's also true right now, Mr. President, that voters by a wide margin trust Trump more on the economy. They say that in polls. And part of the reason for that may be the numbers. And you're aware of many of these, of course. The cost of buying a home in the United States is double what it was when you look at your monthly costs from before the pandemic. Real income, when you account for inflation, is actually down since you took office. Economic growth last week, far short of expectations. Consumer confidence, maybe no surprise, is near a 2-year low. With less than 6 months to go to Election Day, Are you worried that you're running out of time to turn that around?
We've already turned it around. Look, you look at the Michigan survey. For 65% of the American people think they're in good shape economically. They think the nation's not in good shape, but they're personally in good shape. The polling data has been wrong all along.
Wait, so he's blaming the polling data being wrong. He picks out one state out of 50 talking about how they think that the nation is in bad shape, but they're personally okay. Now, I want to ask you guys, real quick shout out and thank you to Gary Moore. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat this morning. God bless you, my friend. Jennifer Seidel, thank you for the $2 super chat. Jennifer Seidel says, we can't just complain. Every single voter counts. And Jennifer, you're 1,000% correct. If you're not happy with the current administration, we got to vote them out. Now, Joe Biden says that the polls are wrong. Joe Biden says that who cares about the people participating in these polls? They don't know what the heck they're talking about. That like I'm offended. I don't know about you guys, but I'm offended when you tell me that if I vote in a poll and I'm among many other people who are complaining about how expensive everything is here in this economy, and then you look at the poll as the president of the United States, Joe Biden, you look at the poll and you tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Who are you to tell me how I can feel about the economy? This is ridiculous here.
You know, how many you
And how insensitive is that on top of that? You know what I mean? Like maybe he don't have to worry about the economy, the cost of he because all he does is go and buy ice cream. So outside of ice cream, he don't know what anything else costs. Everything else is just handed to him.
not in good shape, but they're personally in good shape. The polling data has been wrong all along. You know, how many you guys do a poll at CNN? How many folks you have to call to get one response? The idea that we're in a situation where things are so bad, the folks that, I mean, we've created more jobs. We're in a situation where people have access to good paying jobs.
Stop it. Stop it. First of all, uh, Dawn Shearhoon, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you for the excellent content. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you. You guys should be absolutely pissed off. This dude is over here lying to you. He is lying to us on a live exclusive interview on CNN talking about how many jobs he created. Unbelievable how he has forgotten about the pandemic that has shut down the economy for years. The economy was shut down for years. Comment down below if you or anyone you know personally lost your job during the pandemic. Please participate today and comment down below if you personally or if you know someone who lost their job during the pandemic. Because Joe Biden right now is trying to brag about how many jobs he created. How can you possibly talk about how many jobs you created when there were jobs that were deleted, they were taken away, they were removed, they were they were these jobs have gone away when the economy shut down due to a pandemic that only happens like once every 100 years, or I should say pandemic. And you're going to take credit when the economy reopens because remember, the government shut down the economy. Donald Trump ended up needing to shut down the economy because we had never seen anything like this before. We didn't know what to do. We're listening to the likes of Dr. Anthony Fauci, who said, oh, we need to, social distance and all this, that, and the other. Later on, we found out that this guy lied to all of us, and that's a whole nother story. Don't get me started on that. So Donald Trump's following the advice of Dr. Anthony Fauci. Trump's not a doctor, so he's listening to the guy who's the head of medicine. The economy shuts down. 18, 20 million jobs lost. We had never ever seen an economic situation like that before. And so now that since the economy has reopened, the economy had reopened maybe 6 to 8 months before before Joe Biden came into office, right? So the economy was reopening right as Joe Biden came into office. So this dude's trying to take credit from the economy reopening after a pandemic and all the jobs that were created. No, These are jobs of people who were getting their jobs back. Unbelievable. And then you're gonna talk about how the polls are wrong? Like, what is this guy smoking on? This guy unbelievable. Unbelievable.
More jobs. We're in a situation where people have access to good paying jobs. And the last I saw, the combination of the inflation, the cost of inflation, all those things, that's really worrisome to people with good reason. That's why I'm working very hard to bring the cost of rentals down, to increase the number of homes that are available. Let
Whoa.
me say it this way.
This guy just said he's working to bring the cost of rentals down. You've been in office 3.5 years, dude. Who in here has seen their rent go down? Show of hands, comment. Who is seeing their rent go down? I don't think I have yet to hear anyone anywhere say that their rent today is the same or lower than what it was 4 years ago. And here he is talking about he's lying to us. This guy's freaking lying. Does he not know that this is being recorded? In a live interview with CNN, he's telling us that he's working on bringing rent down.
Good
Okay.
reason. That's why I'm working very hard to bring the cost of rentals down, to increase the number of homes that are available. But let me say it this way. When I started this administration, people were saying there's going to be a collapse of the economy. We have the strongest economy in the world. Let me say it again, in the world.
Although GDP last week was far short of expectations.
No, it wasn't. Look, GDP is still growing.
This is CNN. I've never seen this before. CNN is literally arguing with Joe Biden right now, showing where he's lying right to his face. And Joe Biden doesn't even understand the numbers well enough to argue. This is the funniest thing I've seen in a long time, honestly, guys. This is absolutely amazing. Like I would have expected something like, okay, Fox News interviewing Joe Biden and having, the conversation go like this. But guys, this is CNN, a left-leaning news broadcast station, literally challenging every lie that Joe Biden is telling us in this interview. Unbelievable. I got to give a round of applause on this one. Everybody give a round of applause on this one because Aaron Burnett is going in on Biden right now, and she's not just sitting there asking questions and just taking his word for it. She is literally challenging everything that that is clearly not true. Maybe not. Maybe she's not challenging everything, but she's clear. She's clearly challenging some clear, obvious things that are not true about what Joe Biden's saying right now. I love it.
We're saying there's going to be a collapse of the economy. We have the strongest economy in the world. Let me say it again, in the world.
Although GDP last week was far short of expectations.
So he's like, GDP? Oh, never mind GDP. Don't worry about those numbers. So stupid.
What was it? Look, GDP is still growing. Look at the response of the markets. Overwhelmingly positive.
Okay. I'll give him this. I will give him this. What's up, Keith Morris? Thank you so much for the $3 super chat this morning, my man. So I'll give him this. Joe Biden is actually correct in the sense that the stock market is higher today than it ever has been. I will say that the stock market. So he's not saying the stock market. He's saying the economy. He's saying the market, right? So the economy is not the strongest it's ever been. No, it's not. I mean, especially when you look at GDP numbers, right? But if you look at the stock market, if you look at the Dow Jones, Nasdaq, the S&P 500, okay, sure, we have hit all-time highs in the last within the last 3 to 4 months. So stock market is strong. I'll give them that. Economy, I don't think people are going to agree with that. And then you have the GDP numbers that you're looking at right now, that completely just disagrees with everything he's saying right now.
Positive. And one of the reasons why people feel good about it not being as strong as it was before is they believe that the Fed's going to respond.
They hope they're going to get a rate cut.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the rate cuts for a second because the Fed was predicting, Jerome Powell was talking about how the Fed, how they were planning on cutting rates in 2024. This is May 14th, guys. Rates have not been cut. In fact, rates are at the highest that they've ever. Interest rates are at the highest that they've ever been. Not ever. They're the highest that they have been in like the last 10 to 15 years. Okay, and the prediction was that, oh, they're going to cut rates in 2024. Well, first they were talking about like maybe Q1, Q2. They keep pushing it back. We're approaching Q3 of 2024. Rates still have not been cut. And we keep hearing interest rates from the Federal Reserve will likely be higher for longer. So I want you guys to be aware of some of these things as Joe Biden's trying to defend his economy for being so strong.
Positive, overwhelmingly positive. And one of the reasons why people feel good about it not being as strong as it was before is they believe that the Fed's going to respond.
They hope they're going to get a rate cut.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, no president's had the run we've had in terms of creating jobs and bringing down inflation. It was 9% when I came to office.
Liar, liar. Inflation was not 9% when you came into office. And no president has had to run with creating jobs that you have, because no president had to come in after a pandemic shut the economy down. So of course you're going to have the big boom. Like, I know this guy is not smart and somebody's feeding him his talking points, but you would think that he would have someone who's smart enough to give him good arguments, good rebuttals to come back with, because these are weak.
Cut.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, no president's had the run we've had in terms of creating jobs and bringing down inflation. It was 9% when I came to office. 9%. But look, people have a right to be concerned. Ordinary people, the idea that you bounce a check and you get a $30 fee for bouncing the check, might change that. You can't charge more than $8.
Ooh. So Joe Biden made your life better by making it so that the banks can't charge you for a bounce check fee. Ooh. Man, that's a life changer. How many people's lives are tremendously better because your bounce check fee has been removed or eliminated thanks to Joe Biden?
Or your credit card, your late payment, $35. I mean, there's corporate greed going on out there, and it's got to be dealt with.
What about, but there's real pain. Grocery prices are up 30%, more than 30%, since the beginning of the pandemic, and people are spending more on food
Look at his face.
than they have at any time really in the past 30 years. That's a real day-to-day pain that people
No, it really is, and it's real. But the fact is that if you take a look at what the people have, they have.
Wait. No. We got to go back.
Pain that people.
Wait.
People are spending more than 30%.
Look at Joe Biden's face. Look at Joe Biden's face right now. When Aaron is asking this guy about the cost of groceries, he's like, look at this dude's face. Oh my God. Yo, share this video with a friend, family member. We got to get the truth out, guys. Look at his face.
30%, more than 30%.
I'm crying.
Since the beginning of the pandemic, and people are spending more on food and groceries than they have at any time really in the past 30 years. That's a real day-to-day pain that people feel.
It really is, and it's real. But the fact is that if you take a look at what the people have, they have the money to spend. It angers them and angers me that you have to spend more. For example, the whole idea of this notion that Senator Casey talked about, shrinkflation.
Oh, we don't want to talk about shrinkage, Mr. Joe. I've seen you at the swimming pool. We're not going to talk about that. This is a family show. I don't want to talk about your shrinkage. All right, guys. So there you have it. You got Joe Biden here lying to the American people during a live CNN interview. We can't make this stuff up, folks. This was enlightening. This is enlightening. I apologize for not playing the entire interview, but I don't want to hear about Joe Biden shrinkage. But so the polls are wrong, the Americans are wrong, and Americans just haven't felt this great economy yet. Okay. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, guys, if you haven't already, do your boy a favor, hit the like button for the video. When you do, just let YouTube know, hey, we need to share this with more people. Let me know. Are you guys Trump 2024? Is it time for change, or should we run give Joe Biden another run back? Let him run it back another 4 years for us. You guys let me know in the comments. Trump 2024 or is it Biden 2024? Y'all let me know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for the love. You guys are dope. You guys are amazing. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're just trying to grow the community, get more news and good information out, like the truth out, because the truth hurts. But I'd rather get the truth than have people lie to me. That's just me. Anyway, appreciate all the new members to the channel. Appreciate all the folks hitting the join button. Man, it's crazy how many new members that are joining and supporting the channel. All the new subscribers, and because a lot of you guys are telling me like you're not getting notifications. Hit that bell notification down below. When you hit the bell, it should say like all notifications. Make sure you have that selected so that you don't miss out on future videos and lives and whatnot. Anyway, I totally appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous video. I'm gonna leave a link to it in the description down below of this video. Where is it? Here we go. Check out this video once this live ends, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. I totally appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. All right, bye.